You've probably seen or at the very least heard one of these before. These are Himalayan singing bowls and they come in all sorts of different sizes. They run the gamut from like handcrafted artisanal masterpieces to mass-produced tourist junk. And if you've ever been lucky enough to actually get one of these as a gift, chances are it was a little dinker like this guy. But that's not a bad thing. Even the mass-produced ones genuinely do work. So the size and the thickness, that's going to be what generally determines the pitch of the bowl. And you can play them either by smacking the side of it with a mallet, which is going to bring out a lot of the harmonics, or if you run the mallet around the rim, this is going to give you a pure pitch with fewer overtones, sort of like the bowl's fundamental. Now, a nicer bowl is, well, one, it's going to be louder, and two, when you're running the mallet around the rim, it's going to resonate easier. They also have crystal bowls, which is sort of a modern take on the metal singing bowl. I guess I don't technically know what crystal is, but they would probably just be what I'd call frosted glass. Basically, instead of being hammered out of metal, they're manufactured to give you an exact resonance when you play it. This means they produce a pure pitch with fewer overtones, and more importantly, they're tuned to a specific note. So that way you could buy a set and a scale and harmonize them all together while playing. Now, they're definitely expensive, but they're much more affordable than the handmade metal ones for us like non-gurus. I got a set off Amazon for about $350 tuned to a C major scale, which, yeah, I mean, I guess actually that's pretty expensive. Singing bowls in general, they've been around since like the 1200s, and originally they were, bowls. Somebody went and smacked one and now you got an instrument. And this type of instrument is an ideophone, where the body of the instrument is actually what's making the noise, versus like the membrane on a drum or the strings on a guitar. That being said, using them for musical therapy or meditation is actually pretty recent. It's building off of Hinduism and its later offshoot of Buddhism. That's why you get a lot of ties to chakra and other sort of spirituality with singing bowls. But early Tibetan music was not quite chill. It was definitely way more of a way to meditate than it was music in the traditional sense. First of all, the trumpets they're using were over 10 feet long, so the volume and the impact you felt while sitting around that was pretty intense. Plus, they played them in pairs, so you got beating between the notes of the two instruments. Literally, like the physical waves of the instruments were bouncing off each other, causing the sound to modulate slightly during the performance. The modern singing bowls, those showed up in the 60s or 70s when hippies got into Zen stuff. And they added this sort of Western tuning system we have that allows for more harmonious chords. What they did keep is this idea of low droning sounds, simplistic tonal centers, and having the phasing of notes and the physical vibrations be an important part of the experience. So with all that in mind, here are some things we can try when we're putting together our sound bath. These large metal bowls, they're gonna have a lot of harmonics and they're gonna tend to be deeper pitches. So those are gonna work well as sort of our bass drones. Then the sinusoidal crystal singing bowls are going to be better as more melodic or top line stuff. Even the inexpensive small metal bowls, like the touristy ones, can work as accents or chimes in a piece. One last cool thing is that you can actually change the pitch of a singing bowl just by filling it up with water. So this guy naturally resonates at a D, but if I put about a cup of water into it, it drops the pitch down to a C, which allows it to be an octave harmony with my Amazon set. This is going to reduce the resonance, so it's not an ideal solution, but for these little guys, it's totally worth it. I mean, one, they don't resonate very long to begin with, and we can always fix that with a little bit of reverb in post. Not to give away too many secrets, but a lot of these sort of top-rated sound bath videos here on YouTube have a ton of reverb and post-processing done on them, but knowing all that, let's go see what we can make with that Amazon set.